What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here. In today's video, we're going to see what Comfey can do in the Great League, having a good fast move with Vine Whip and somewhat decent charge moves with Grass Knot and Draining Kiss. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Let's see what it can do. Pure Fairy typing, pairing it with Shadow Nidoqueen and Sableye. So shout out to Spidey Pete 87. Thank you for sharing these battles with us. Let's get right into it. Alright, so Comfey. Is it something that you guys can use? Well, we do have a Swampert here in game 1, so we will see the swap out right away into the Shadow Sableye, and the Swampert is deciding to stay in. This is always a tell when you're in Go Battle League that maybe the opponent is weak in the back, so we will see them go for the Hydro Cannon first. Sableye is going to go ahead and no shield it. Now, this battler has Power Gem on their Sableye, and I believe they said that because they're still working on their return one, so I completely understand. If you guys do have the return one, keep it. Don't TM away for Power Gem. This is just the best they could do. So they're going to go ahead and go for the foul play here, and it does get a shield. So they are very weak in the back to this Sableye. Could be something like maybe Trevenant, could be a Skarmory back there. Granted, Skarmory can still do well against Sableye. They are really weak. They do get 2 shields right there, and we do see a swap out catching the charge move on Trevenant. This might not be the best call right here because that just does so much super effective damage, and they come in with the Nidoqueen to farm down. Now this Swampert is loaded on energy, but the Nidoqueen does get the fast move through right there. So I think Swampert is at back-to-back. Let's see if it is. It is. That is unfortunate. So Nidoqueen is going to be going down to the Hydro Cannon right here, but all shields are down. Comfey, what can you do? Boom! Nidoqueen goes down. We do see the Comfey come in, farm down with Vine Whip. Now, what is the final Pokemon going to be? It's going to be a Medicham, so Comfey with Draining Kiss right here will be doing super effective damage, but how much? What are you capable of, Comfey? Okay, about 40% right there. They should be able to get to another one in time, but can they survive the Psychic? That is the big question right here. This is a Medicham on the other side. It is a Psychic, and yeah, they can hang on just nicely. They do get to another Draining Kiss, and that is going to be a smooth, good game, very well played, having lost the lead hard to Swampert, but Sableye, obviously, Trevenant and Medicham on the back line, they had to stay in with Swampert, so good game. Alright, moving into the next one, we have Nidoqueen on the lead versus Shadow Alolan Marowak. Again, another tough lead. Alolan Marowak can sweep this whole team in the right situations, so let's see what they decide to do. They're going to go ahead and shield the first charge move right here, and it is just going to be a Bone Club. Unfortunately, that would have not have KO'd, and they will be going for Poison Fang here. They need to get a shield now from the Alolan Marowak in order to try to win this lead matchup, and they do get a shield, and they will swap out into Sableye to chunk with fast moves, and we do see a Skarmory come in. I mentioned this earlier that Skarmory could have been an answer to Sableye, but it is not the best. This is a neutral matchup, and Sableye is ahead on energy, but it's going to be a matter if the Skarmory, nope, it's just going to go straight for Sky Attack, but they will shield right here. This is going to be a close one. I think the Skarmory might be able to take it if they go for the Brave Bird, because Sableye might not be able to get to 2 foul plays. This is going to be extremely close, about 3 more Shadow Claws, maybe 2 right there in order to get to... Oh, they decided to let it go, so Skarmory goes down. They take switch advantage, but they lose shield advantage. They still have a decent amount of energy as well. What is going to come in? It's going to be the Alolan Marowak. That is ballsy for Alolan Marowak coming in. Hopefully it throws the Shadow Bone here. No, it's just going to throw the Bone Club. That is not going to be enough damage, and they decide to swap out into Lantern, so they're going to swap into the Comfey, and now Comfey in this situation is going to be doing super effective damage with Vine Whip and Grass Knot, but the Comfey is not part grass typing. Even though it does have grass moves, it is only fairy, which means it's going to take neutral from these Thunderbolt, Sparks, and Surf, which they likely do have. They're going to go ahead and go for the Grass Knot, and it does get the final shield. So hopefully they can get to another one in time. Oh, that's extremely close. CMP tie right there. And this might not... is it going to be enough to KO? It is. Boom! See ya! Now, Shadow Alolan Marowak does come in, and they do decide to surrender, so that's going to be a good game, very well played. Alright, moving to the next one. We have Nidoqueen on the lead versus Talonflame, okay? So this is not too bad seeing it on the lead because those Poison Jabs and Poison Fangs obviously is super advantageous on the lead. Now, they do swap out into Dunsparce, the spicy tank of this season, but thankfully it's still doing neutral damage, and they're going to go ahead and come in with Sableye. Interesting answer right here. The Sableye is doing resisted damage with Shadow Claw, but ultimately these foul plays are still going to be adding up. 2 should be enough to take it out. Now, Let's see if they decide to give up shields here. That Dunsparce as well isn't fully powered up. I think it's at 1404 combat power, so not to its max potential, but it does take a lot of resources in order to get it up. Here comes the next charge move. Are they going to shield? No, they're going to go ahead and let it go. It is just going to be another drill run right here, but it's barely not going to be enough to take out the Sableye. And they will have to throw a foul play, but Dunsparce might just be able to farm down. Dunsparce could farm down here and take switch advantage if it wants to give up a shield. No. Oh, man, if they had done it, they would have had Talonflame versus Comfey. That would have been a deadly matchup. But they do keep switch advantage and get a foul play off now to force the first... Okay, Talonflame decides to no-shield it. They're going to come in with that Nidoqueen right away and just Poison Jab down because the Talonflame with 1 HP in a Dream gets to the charge move. Now, there's obviously got to be something very strong in the back if they're going to give it 2 shields, and a Jellicent is just that. Jellicent having, I think it had Hex right there. Is having 2 shields as well, 2 to 1, is a really nice situation. Now, they do get the defensive drop there with the Poison Fang, and they come in now with the Comfey here to try to close this game out. Obviously, Vine Whip is going to be doing super effective damage, but man, this is going to be a close one. They don't have enough energy really to rip through. They might just be able to, but the Hex is right here. It's going to be a race. 2 shields there on the Jellicent. Comfey with a low amount of health, but Vine Whip is still adding up. They do get to another one in time. And this is where things get very, very dangerous. If the Jellicent tries to commit to the farm down, is it going to be too risky? Or will they have to throw the fast move? They're going to commit to the farm down, and they do. But Nidoqueen does have a shield still, and it gets a Poison Jab through. So this is looking to be a good game, very well played. As they shield, it was an Ice Beam as well. And they do go down Talonflame. Yep, good game. All right. Moving into the next one, we have Nidoqueen on the lead versus Nidoqueen fight. Shadow versus normal. Let's see how this plays out. Obviously, whoever lands the Earth Power is going to be a very happy camper right now. So let's see what happens. Here comes the first charge move. They're letting it go through because it was not enough energy there. It is just going to be a Poison Fang. We do see a swap out into Swampert. So here comes the Comfey locking it down. Now, Comfey needs to watch out for the Sludge Wave, obviously. Super effective damage, so they will throw up that shield right here. And it was a Sludge Wave. Very good call on the shields. They can now hard commit to the farm down, but they decide instead to go for the Grass Knot. Maybe not risking getting hit by a Hydro Cannon, so they can land that. Oh, the opponent decides to shield. That is a risky play as they get farmed down and not able to throw the charge move. Now, Nidoqueen comes in a good position to farm down, but unfortunately for the Nidoqueen, this Comfey having access to Grass Knot and Vine Whip is still going to be doing a lot of neutral damage. They cannot farm down. They have to throw the Poison Fang, and this might not even be enough to take it out. Let's see how this plays out. Yeah, not enough. Can they get to another Grass Knot? No, they do get farmed down. They can come into the mirror fight and instant swap into Venusaur here, but straight into an Earth Power, which will do a decent chunk of damage. And they swap into the Sableye with the defensive drop as well, which means Shadow Claw is going to be able to farm down. And I think that is going to be a GG, as they do have even shields and a Sableye there with loaded energy. They get the final shield. This is looking to be a good game. The Nidoqueen has to get a shield bait here with Poison Fang, and even an Earth Power is not going to be enough to take out the Sableye. Yeah, they decided no shield. That's a great call by them, and now going for the foul play to secure the victory. The reason why for that no shield, Earth Power, Sableye could have barely survived, potentially, and then the Nidoqueen in the mirror fight, right, you just go for the Earth Power as well. Good game. All right, moving next one, we got Nidoqueen versus Arcanine. All right. Arcanine, I believe, does have access to Psychic Fangs this season, so let's see how this plays out. These Fire Fangs as well are really starting to add up, but Nidoqueen is a queen for a reason. Poison Fang and Poison Jab in neutral situations is a snowball effect. They do get a shield as well, but this Arcanine, honestly, with Fire Fang, it is beating the Poison Jab, Poison Fang combo, and Psychic Fangs right here. I think Arcanine's going to take it, but they do swap out into Altaria, so they're going to go ahead and debuff the Altaria now with the Poison Fang and look to swap out. Here comes the Comfey. Let's see what it can do. Obviously, Draining Kiss will be doing super effective damage as they resist the Dragon Breath. That's a huge thing in this situation. You got a Bird of Terror in the sky versus a Flower Ring here, and the Flower Ring is winning because of the typing, so they will go for the Draining Kiss, likely go unshielded here. No, the Altaria decides to shield, risking it for the biscuit, and I don't think they're going to be able to take it. Let's see. They do decide to give up a shield, so they will have to load up on some extra energy right here. That way Arcanine can't get too much farm down, because all shields are down, right? If that Arcanine lands another Psychic Fangs there against the Nidoqueen, it's going to be tough. But they do take out the Altaria. Here comes the Arcanine. Can they get to another Draining Kiss in time? They can, and I think Arcanine is extremely glassy, so I think this might just do enough resisted damage to take it out. No, it doesn't. They swap into Sableye instead, and in comes a Shadow Venusaur, so a beautiful counter swap on both sides to try to win the race to the charge move, but Sableye is looking to win it as it does get the foul play off, and this is looking, oh, it gets to the Frenzy Plant in time. Now, Nidoqueen can still come in and farm down. This Frenzy Plant will boom out the Sableye, and this is extremely close. Arcanine got a little bit of farm. It's going to be such a close game. Does it have the charge move ready to go? Oh, no, Nidoqueen takes it right there. Good game, very well played. All right, that was the final one. So what a fun set right there. Comfey. Nothing to sleep on, right? Having access to Vine Whip, Grass Knot, and Draining Kiss. It's not meta, but it's spicy and fun and has some unique coverage against some of the best meta Pokemon out there. Again, shout out to Spidey Pete 87 for sharing these battles with us, and like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.